GameStop afloat just a little bit longer. I hate that they keep locking out like this. Like,
there is currently 200% shares of GameStop in circulation.
See, that's why I don't want to get in. That's why I don't want to get in.
Oh yes, 200% of our gold is currently in circulation. Wait, what?
hang on a second.
I'm sorry?
I'm so fucking mad at me from like a year ago now. I actually had a chance. Like, I was keeping a close eye on the stock market when I first got in. It's like, oh, GameStop stocks were like 250. I didn't buy because I have horrible memories with GameStop working under a shitty manager. Like, I should have just bought. I should have sucked it up and just bought.
Can you imagine?
You want to? Hey, Max, you want to know something funny? I actually almost worked as a GameStop manager like about a year ago.
You should have.
When they were starting to go down. No, here's a problem though. Turns out they wanted me to work literally 7 days a week on call.
Yeah.
And then also be ready to work like midnight shifts. I'm just like, why is that? Why do you need me to? Why do you need me to work that much? It's like, oh, you'll be literally the only manager in like.
Oh yeah, no, okay. So the
100-mile radius. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's not normal. Normally, it's like one manager per store because they can't afford.
We understand that this is going to be a problem for you. That's why we're asking up front. Can you be the only manager going from store to store, 100-mile, like in the Boston area? I'm just like,
wait, no, stop. Sorry, did you apply for store manager or district manager?
Store. I applied for store.
Are you? What happened to the district manager? Where's he at?
He got lost in Boston.
I don't know. That either he got lost in okay, here's what happened. He either got lost in the Boston whirlpool of the financial center, or he fucking like I don't even know.
Yeah, but can you imagine though? Like Ford comes out and announces that they have sold 200% of the cars they've made.
Oh man,
we've sold 200% of the cars we've made. You fucking what?
You what?
Yeah.
How did you accomplish this?
You see, we went back in time to collect on some of you deadbeats who've already lost.
Yeah.
We went back in time and stole from another Ford. Anyway.
Yes. Multiverse.
Hello, Internet! This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9004, and I am your host, SneakyDevil. Let's get started tonight, shall we?
Sure.
So, I actually have no idea what to do for tonight, so I'm just going to randomly select off my list.
No, go
on. Oh boy.
So as an update, while I'm searching, as an update, I did mention last stream that I was reading a fic for the Ruby, the Legend of Zelda crossover. And for anyone who wasn't following the discussion I was having with Aura in the Discord channel.
Like 7,000 posts?
Yeah.
So something happened.
Yeah, so basically what happened, the first couple chapters were a bit rough when it came to spelling and grammar. But overall, the idea was solid. The characterization was a little bit weird, but I was like, okay, you know what? With how he's setting up the world, I can understand why some of the characters are acting in such a manner. Also, and considering the fact that Link was literally just appeared and there was no government data on him at all, and he is apparently some sort of, top-tier master hunter according to the fairy following him around, you would think that they would have data on him.
Indeed.
So that sort of stuff, it's like, okay, fine, I'm giving this the pass. I'm giving this the suspension of disbelief pass on some of the early stuff. But unfortunately, as the chapters wore on, it got more and more Parcassius-like, in that he just started just talking longer and longer in each scene, and each scene just became so needlessly long. Like, one scene I remember before I stopped reading the story was around chapter 16 or so, where it was a 6,000 word scene, And the entire premise of the 6,000 word scene is that Ruby had heard something the previous night when Link was drunk with Crow. And she wanted to talk to Link about it, but she was nervous. And then she didn't talk to Link about it. That's the entire scene, but it was 6,000 words long.
I see.
Yeah. And what he started doing is originally it was just a Link point of view. Maybe occasionally like a point of view from the fairies, but that still progressed the plot. And then he just really started going into it with like, now it's Cardin's point of view, now it's Penny's point of view, now it's Ruby's point of view, now it's Yang's point of view. And he just, there was a section where 80,000 words went by without the main character having their point of view be looked at. Nearly an entire fucking book's worth of words went by without the main character being in it.
I believe we call it a big brain.
Yeah, and so what I discovered, actually, when I was reading through the author's notes, is that he was taking more inspiration from Kor Alaran.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that great an idea. Like, here's the thing, Kor's a good writer. Not a great example for fan fiction writing, though.
No,
'Cause
he's a weekly
Sneaky-
Shonen Jump update.
All that, but Sneaky, remember when you and I had that discussion about how Forged Destiny should just be a separate book
Yeah.
because the characters are characters in name only, like it's Ruby in name
it's
only.
completely in name only, yeah.
So I started reading Arcanum. It's got the same issue.
What's our
He makes this it's a story following Ruby as the primary this time instead of Sean. He makes a new magic system, new world, new rules. The only holdover is that huntsmen are mentioned as a title to go after rogue mages, essentially. And Grimm are still around, but they're very rare, and they are the stuff of legend. Like, people know Grimm exist, but they're treated as like a boogeyman because the people in charge do a good job keeping them out of the city.
What? So the fantasy creatures take their place or something?
No, it's
So,
literally just
is it like
it's just fantasy, Ruby.
Oh,
And it's like,
so
you
what
should just
are
rename the
just
characters
like
and publish this.
it's fantasy Ruby without all the bits that make it Ruby.
Aside from the characters, yeah, pretty much. Or's not mentioned, semblances aren't mentioned.
Yeah, that.
It's one of those things where it's like, Kor, this is why I wish you would quit doing stuff like this, because
this is legitimately just
you have just made a new book. And he even says, I'm writing it like Forged Destiny and that it's going to be a series of books. And it's like, just publish it.
Yeah,
just rename the characters.
That's exactly one of my biggest issues. Is people are just like, I'm going to change everything about this, and like, for example, my whole thing with rewriting Ruby is that the idea is that it's literally a rewrite of Ruby, and it's supposed to still be Ruby. But other people have ideas of it, like how to quote unquote fix Ruby, or they have other ideas how to use the Ruby quote unquote setting, and like Forged Destiny and Arcanum, for example, are just. They're not Ruby. They have changed so much about Ruby that you can effectively...
They're great stories, but they're not Ruby, and that's to their benefit.
You can just rename all the shit that has Ruby connections in there, and it would be its own original story. And it's like, why are you putting so much effort? This is not a fan fiction anymore. This is just a fiction.
Yeah. Like...
I mean, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, just to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think the reason people do that is because they think that people won't read their story if it's not connected to a known.
No, and that's fair. That's true. Yeah. It is true. You definitely get a lot more eyes on it by linking yourself. We've brought that up before, and you definitely get more eyes on it. But you're not going to change the system.
Yeah.
Unless you fucking go for it. You're like. It's like I get it, I understand, but we're not gonna move out of this culture of everything being a fan fiction spin-off unless people actually start fucking publishing non-fan fiction again.
Yeah, which, like, again, I always hate that this is one of the successes, but we have precedents for converting a fan fiction to a published
Do not
work
speak. No,
without
do not
even.
speak its name. Do not
Number
speak her.
1 New York Times bestseller book.
Do not speak her name. It gives her power.
But anyway, so
You want to quit fucking the mic there, Mr. Mickey D?
Anyway, so other problems with this story started really becoming apparent because it became such a long story. He had lots of Chekhov gun moments where he was bringing up a lot of shit that was like blatantly like, oh, this is going to be important, and then just forgot about it. Just curious.
That's not a good thing to do.
Completely forgot about it. His villains also always won. And yeah, like pretty much every time a villain had some sort of plot going on, it almost always succeeded in some form or fashion.
So basically, what I'm hearing is they decided to take what GW did for the end times. Is what I'm hearing, right?
Well, sort of, but not really. So basically, what happened, for example, is at one point in time, Link's been harping on this entire time. So a good maybe 1.5 books, maybe 1.5 to 2 books worth now. Link has been harping on about how he needs to stay an unknown because he doesn't know the world around him right now, and he can't let the world around him learn what he can do, because that way he'll be able to still keep himself safe and keep his mission going, which is finding Na'vi. And part of that is that he has all of this equipment that he's gathered from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And he has all of this equipment, and he's only using it when he absolutely just can't use his sword to win the fight.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
And then he keeps using the equipment.
Oh,
that's a small problem.
And not only does he keep using this equipment, at one point he finds a small child crying, and he's like, oh, well, here, small child, take the golden magic sword.
I'm sorry? What?
Link, I'm aware of your origins as... Is this the Ocarina of Time, Link, you said?
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
I'm
this
aware
is
of his origins
if he
as
has
a
the golden magic sword,
child
this
soldier,
is
so
Majora's
that kind of does make sense then. Like,
Link, you've killed a child. Excellent. That's the reason why you're the best.
Yeah.
Oh. Unfortunate. That very uncomfortable meme.
You've made a terrible fate. But so he just randomly gives. So the other problem here is it would be one thing if he just randomly gave a child the magic sword, and it's like, okay, fine, the child has magic sword now. That's dumb, but whatever. But no, the problem is that he has made giant splashes. So the two, I guess you would call mini arcs for the previous books, were 2 giant splashes where he had to show off in recording him being actually super competent because the military otherwise. And this is the other thing, the author is arbitrarily saying that Atlas is the military of the world, and that for some reason Atlas has the ability to just tell Beacon and Vale how to run their government and their huntsman training.
Okay, so I think World of Remnant mentions, I think Atlas is the military of the world, but they don't have that kind of like. You don't go around saying that stuff when everyone else, while not really having a military per se, still has a standing reserve of huntsmen and huntresses.
Right, like this is the excuse they gave. It was like, Link, you have to join Beacon Academy as a student so we can protect you so the military can't arrest you and dissect you. And it's like, the military would arrest him in the Atlesian military would arrest him in Vale for existing.
Well, they probably think that they're thinking yeah, I already said that.
They must be working off of Volume 8 Ironwood.
No, this is actually written back in Volume 2.
Ironwood was a very reasonable character in Volume 2.
Yeah, he's also using Ironwood as the representative for all of the world's military.
See, the thing is that he just has a bunch of Hellstorm rockets, so everyone just defers to him.
Also, he also has the council. The council is actually a shadow council because they all the only time the characters ever see the council is when they're doing an XCOM debriefing meeting and everyone's in shadows.
I see.
Well,
and they can just arbitrarily decide to order the military to betray Link while he's killing a mountain-sized Grim because they want to recover his sword so they can study it.
I see.
And they just do it.
You know, Link's pretty reasonable. I'm pretty sure it's like, hey, can we borrow your sword for like 2 days tops?
So anyway, let's get back into the point of him not wanting to give out his technology. So he gives out his technology.
Yep.
So everyone's eyes are on Link. So he proceeds to hold this giant concert as Lana, the White Witch from Majora's Mask. He puts on her mask and proceeds to hold the concert using her gates.
Just puts one of those out there, huh?
Yeah, he makes a bunch of copies of herself, I guess, because it's Lana. Makes a bunch of copies of herself, and then they all get a different instrument, and they all start playing this giant concert just randomly in the middle of Vale for this child that they also have on the stage with them. And then they give the kid in front of the entire world, who is now currently recording him, the sword that, you know, everyone's been coveting. And then they just kind of disappear. They just, you know, poof themselves away back to Beacon. Using the gates again. And then it gets worse because Roman's like, hey, stealing from Link's pretty hard, but I can pretty sure I can steal a sword from a literal 5-year-old. And so he goes and steals a sword from a literal 5-year-old.
Knew we liked you for a reason, Roman.
And so he burns down an orphanage to attract Link to the orphanage. And now, normally you'd be like, oh, well, it's in the city, right? No, apparently this orphanage is arbitrarily in the middle of Emerald Forest. And it's filled with faunus for also no apparent reason. Which apparently the author has also just randomly equated. Faunus equals all of the species besides Gerudo from Legend of Zelda. Just arbitrarily, everyone but Gerudo are faunus.
So what are the Gerudo then?
Humans.
I mean, they are.
Yes.
Or as near as we can tell, they are.
Yeah, just arbitrarily just...
Although I think it'd be kind of funny if he's like, no, the Gerudo are also faunus. Wait, what's your identifying faunus trait? You look just like a human. You fucking racist.
You racist. No, but, yeah, so for just arbitrarily, they're all faunus. So anyway, Link goes to save the children in the burning orphanage that it's for some reason in the middle of Emerald Forest. And Roman shows up to ambush him. And then Team Ruby shows up to help Link save the children. And then Link is like, oh, good, you guys are here. Here, take all of these magical items that I've been hoarding for the past 2 books and fight Roman with them. And his reasoning, and his reasoning for giving the magic items to them is because they've proved themselves true knights of the nation by being willing to save
Link,
children.
You were not ever a knight.
I mean,
he's been a knight twice.
Yeah, he's been a knight twice. Yeah,
and neither time was in Ocarina or Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, the author's got his he got his lore a little bit twisted.
Well, that is one of the people that thinks Skeleton Knight is older Link, even though that's still just a fan theory.
That's possible. Yeah.
It's a fucking great fan theory. But
so basically,
yes,
the entire thing just loses cohesion over time because of how long it's been going on for. It just really just lost cohesion. Scenes that would be normal just dragged on forever. And there was an excessive amount of drama. There was so much drama, he actually made fun of it one time, in where they were fighting Roman, and Link was trying to tell them what to do, because he had to go do other things. And like Team Ruby was like, "Why should we listen to you?" And you know, doing that whole like, we're gonna yell at each other, and like, oh, they also started all yelling at each other as well. They also did the whole fucking, we're gonna do some massive drama arguments while we're fighting someone. And he even had Roman at one point go like, you know, normally I would stop them, but they're kind of just like arguing with each other, and it looks like they might actually beat themselves up for me. So I think I'll just let this play out. Which I mean, it's like, you know, hats off, you know, you're making fun of it, but it's like, at the same time, if you're acknowledging it, as the author, you can stop it.
Yeah, just like you're being self-depreciating. You can at least, like, you know, not do that.
And it is like that every single fucking time. Like, Link will be like, you have to learn to accept your past and move on from the horrible things that have happened from you. You're telling us to forget the past? Insert like 25k word mini arc about them being super antagonistic towards Link because they didn't listen to what he said and instead decided to randomly interpret it a different way and then got angry over him for the way they interpreted it.
Yes, this seems about
Even
correct.
though the whole reason why Link said that in the first place is because Team Ruby sought him out and was like, hey, give us life advice.
Here's the life advice. Don't fall asleep in a cave for 100 years. Your girlfriend will disappear.
Your girlfriend will have to go deal with the BBC.
Do not do this. Please cease talking immediately. Thank you.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Clearly, what you meant to say was the BBG.
Yes, of course. But you know, so in honor of that, I think we can do. Ooh, what's a good one? What's a good one to read? You know, I'm really not sure which one to. All of these are so cringe, and yet at the same time,
Oh yeah, Resident Evil Village is coming out like super soon.
Yeah. You know, it was a marquee on among the dunes. You know what? Like, here we go. Yeah, let's do this one.
You okay there, Sneaky?
Nope.
He is, in fact, not okay.
All right, so I've posted our first story of the night. Now that I'm done ranting about something that I already read.
Yep.
I would like to point out we are 23 minutes in.
Are you really complaining? I can go back to ranting. So
no, I'm just like, we're 23 minutes in, and somehow it feels like it's already been an hour.
I know. So more about this author. So I went to go check out his author page because I got to the point where I was like, really like, I don't know if I should keep reading this story because I'm really not liking where it's going already. And I'm only like 16 chapters into 77 chapters.
Oh boy, I did read this part of your conversation with Aura, and I just kind of facepalmed when I read it.
So I went to the author's page, and his entire author's page is dedicated to telling people how to write crossovers. Based upon the premise that all crossovers must be complete fusion worlds.
No. That's like, no.
Yeah.
I kind of facepalmed at work when I read that, like, fucking... Why is that the hill Why choose that hill to die on?
So it gets worse in that the author is completely unself-aware about this. So I went and checked into the reviews now, because I was like, okay, well, what's the kind of opinions that people are giving on the latest chapters? The author, apparently at chapter 74, decided that since only 20 people now currently read his newest chapter, chapter 73, before he posted chapter 74, only 20 people had uniquely read chapter 73.
Yeah.
He has 2,000 favorites on that story.
That's a hell of a drop-off.
Yeah, and not only that, he's decided that he's going to kill off the story because clearly no one's interested in it anymore. And I'm just sitting here just being like, yeah, author, maybe how you're writing the story is what's causing the issue.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
just a thought on that one.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
if there's a sudden precipitous drop in everything that you're doing, maybe just maybe, you started doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's almost like trying to mash familiar. That's not familiar zero. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? It's almost
I mean,
like trying
mashing
to
familiar of Zero is a problem.
Yeah, it's like trying to mash Ruby and Legend of Zelda together as one coherent universe. Doesn't fucking work. Oh, because that's the other thing is heart containers are apparently equatable to aura in his world.
What?
So the fact that Link has multiple heart containers and he can take multiple blows means he has a large aura.
I would have laughed so much if it was like, sir, why do you have like a dozen different souls? What the fuck is this?
And on top of all of that, they constantly call everything that Link is doing magic. They're like, magic dust, magic.
Even
And
though
like,
magic is like not a thing.
It is in Legend of Zelda, but like,
well, I mean, in Ruby.
When Link is explaining how all of his equipment work, he's like, "Oh yeah, this has been enchanted with magic by the fairy god, and yada yada yada." And this was blessed by the goddess of time. And everyone's reaction, everyone from Ruby's reaction is, "Wow, that's some very advanced dust-based technology." And it's like, it's a wood boomerang. What part of that do you think there's dust in it?
I mean,
we
to
have
be
seen
fair, the
two
dust boomerang
characters.
is pretty magic. But this is Ocarina of Time.
We've seen two boomerangs though in Ruby so far. Like, it's easy to assume that there's even more than just those two. So
Yeah.
not sure what the author's going for there.
I'm still confused on why. Oh, hold on. What time is it?
For you to get a fucking watch.
Hey yo.
Nope. Thought it was closer to the time than it was. Never mind. Continue.
You're confused? Alright, yeah.
I guess he's not talking.
Yeah, he's just gonna leave it at that. I'm confused. Stops talking. Got it.
No, I was just making sure I was on time for something. Never mind.
And Uzumaki amongst the goons. Having been denied his birthright by the mythical Council of Konoha, Naruto leaves the Leaf Village.
You didn't have a birthright.
I appreciate the addition of mythical there.
Your birthright is being a fucking orphan.
I mean, that's not really a birthright, though.
Close enough.
It's definitely his
Technically
inheritance.
speaking, the only person whose birthright is orphaned is Jesus.
Bruh.
True.
No, whoa, hold on, man. God said he would be right back. He just had to head out and get some cigs.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I don't regret it.
There's something wrong with you.
Look, man, I already made the joke about how Jesus would be the spear hero. I don't really know if what you expected from me.
I don't know. That seems like a pretty heavy cross for him to bear.
Of course, the Jew makes that joke. Meanwhile, Max and Atin are just secretly plotting how much money they can spend on assassinating us.
No, Atin's included on my list because he started this.
Wait, who's on your list? Sorry?
Atin's included in the list. He started all this.
Do you have a book of grudges? Do you have a book of grudges?
You will own up to it.
Grudges? Is there a book of grudges you have at your house?
God, no. You can ask Sneaky. I can't hold a grudge worth shit.
No, I can't either.
That's why you write them in the book so you can remember them.
Okay, mister, I have a shit list.
Look, I don't remember it anymore, so clearly I can't hold on to any grudge.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry,
So
I just imagine
you
a
even
dwarf.
lost the
What do
shit
you
list.
mean you forgot what's in the Book of Grudges? I don't know, I just forgot.
Has anyone
Only
seen the
Sneaky.
Book of Grudges? The what? Never mind.
That would be an interesting conversation.
Sneaky. The Thorgrim Forgetful Bearer.
Yeah, I know, right?
All the dwarves' grudges were forgiven because Thorgrim forgot the book.
Thorgrim Grudge Forgetter.
Also, Sneaky, congrats. You are now the first person I've ever met to admitting to forgetting their shit list.
No problem, Max. I hope to continue to entertain you.
Only you could manage this.
He leaves for what he hopes will be a better life among the shinobi of the desert.
That's gonna go so well for you, kid.
Yeah, yo, guys, yeah, look, I'm gonna go be an orphan. I know, living in a temperate area with plenty access to water, food, shelter is great and all, but actually, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go to the desert, so I'm still an orphan, but now I'm cold, hungry, dying of thirst.
Oh, and everyone hates me because I'm a traitor.
Base.
Fucking 100 out of 10 decision. Fucking perfection. Military mastermind.
You know, so far the nicest thing I can say about this story is that I do
Yeah.
kind of like the story icon.
Yeah,
That's
that's
about it.
That's a little nice, I guess. Taking his family's scrolls and heirlooms with him. What? Wait, I thought he was denied his birthright, though. How can he take his birthright with him?
I mean, I guess he could go steal it
How
back,
dare you
but...
how dare you not give me my birthright? I'm taking my birthright with me. Wait, hang on.
Young man, I think you don't understand.
Layers of fucking dumb stacked on top of layers of fucking dumb. Because it's just like, not only is he a living nuclear bomb, but he also apparently has access to village secrets. And so the council is like, no, you can't take those village secrets. And he's like, fuck you, not only am I taking these village secrets, I'm also going to leave this village. And Konoha's apparently like, yeah, okay.
And see, what really happens here is Saratobi's like, well, I guess I let the kid go. Meanwhile, his two advisors are like, yo, Donzo, you got this, right?
Donzo, you got this one.
Donzo just looks up from his fucking
Okay, looking
like,
up from
book of
Sharingan
secrets.
Weekly.
Sharingan Weekly. Just like, what?
You know, I actually would give a hats off to the author moment if there was some scenario in where, like, Donzo clearly should have picked up on it or should have done something with it.
You should have done something.
Yes, funny. But like like right at the end of the chapter, it like pans over to Donzo and he's there doing like some fucking, in desk-wide Sudoku puzzle, and he pauses for a moment and he looks up and he's like, I feel like I forgot to do something today.
I feel like I've missed something.
Just jump to like 16 years later, news of Naruto being in the village, like, oh, I just remembered what I forgot.
Oh.
No, like the better version of that is Naruto runs off to another village. He's busy reading Sharingan Weekly. 16 years later, the tuning exams. Ah, shit.
Donzo, at long last, I have finished the world's largest Sudoku puzzle. That's what he's been using
Just
in Sharingan.
in time for the tuning exam.
Just in time for the tuning exams, yeah. Exactly.
Oops.
Oh,
So to make you guys really feel awful, to just really grind the soul-crushing atmosphere into you, this story has 10,000 favorites and 5,000 follows.
Yeah. Seems about right.
Yeah,
I'm
used to this disappointment by now.
It ran from 2007 to 2009. It is in fact completed at 172k words, so at actually genuinely healthy 2 books. So, as far as length goes, the author actually got that one down.
Yeah, you know what? Hats off to them for at least completing a fan fiction.
Yeah, I know, right?
True.
The first chapter of my new story. I couldn't get this one out of my head, so I had to put it online. Hopefully it will receive some of the notoriety my other stories have. One can only hope.
No, I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure notoriety is generally viewed as negative, not positive.
Notoriety is
generally attention.
Yeah, but people tend to use it in a negative light.
Yeah, negative connotation.
It's a connotation to, oh, the state of being famous, well known for some bad quality or deed. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's fair enough.
I suppose.
Well,
he's self-aware.
I'll read you guys the rest of his fics, and you guys can decide if he's properly using notoriety or not.
Oh boy.
Broken heart, shattered dreams. It has been 3 years since Sakura left Naruto and his son behind for Sasuke.
There's so much going on in that.
Yeah, wow. Jesus Christ, okay.
Oh, this is against the word of the Lord.
Broken-hearted, he cut himself from society, and now his friends want him back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he cut himself in many different ways.
Has even grander plans for his favorite Jinchuriki. This is a Naruto Ina.
Ino?
Yes.
Yeah, not enough.
Naruto Ina.
I will gut you.
Ina. It's gonna get into weird places, so get ready.
I will gut you like the fish you are.
This story has 4,000 favorites and 1,600 follows. Then we have Master of the Zanbatos. After defeating the Akutsuki and losing his sensei, Naruto is given the responsibility of being the Toad Sage. On his way from the battlefield, he has acquired 2 familiar swords that wish for him to become their master. Ah yes, the sentient sword trope.
Max, what are the 2 swords from DMC2? Or is it 3?
Naruto times Sakura. Completed story.
Sparta and whatever the katana is.
No, I'm talking about the 2 brothers that you beat the shit out of and they turn into swords.
I honestly don't know.
Bringing the hammer down. After a near-death experience, courtesy of the Chidori, Naruto meets Kami herself, and she makes him her own personal death god on Earth. What the fuck is this? Given a holy warhammer to help him in his duties, Naruto must bring divine justice, all while being a ninja.
Praise Sigma!
Excuse me, what?
What the fuck?
Why a warhammer if he's an executioner, essentially?
Why a warhammer as he's an executioner of ninja? Wait, it's like, hold on.
Well, you see,
that's
the whole
a good
list of weapons.
You're to hunt down ninja. Okay, have a warhammer. Boss, are you sure about this one?
Praise Sigma!
It's like, wait, hold up.
By Karl Moraz.
Oh god. And Uzumaki Amongst the Dunes. Yeah, we just read that one. So the Bring the Hammer Down was 3,700 favorites. We have The Melt. As a child, Naruto is taken in by Sarutobi to be his chosen successor to the mantle of Hokage. Fair, okay, decent start, I guess.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Get ready for it.
However, I'm getting ready.
He develops a bloodline unique to only him.
Well, I guess since bloodlines are freak mutations, I guess he could technically.
Long thought lost to the world.
Oh.
And along the way, he learns that though he might be hated, his will of fire burns bright. Now, this story is called The Melt, so I can only assume he turns into some sort of slime.
That would probably make for a better story.
Wait. Oh, what if it's like the lava bloodline and he just called that bloodline like a year in advance?
Oh, that's fair enough.
When was that one published?
This one was published in 2008.
I think around that time, or maybe a couple years after, is when we met the woman with the 4 bloodlines, so it's possible.
Honestly, Mei Terumi is literally the author's response to fanfiction, I think.
You know, you might have a point. You might have something there.
Orange hair, 4 bloodlines, becomes the Hokage, or the water Hokage. Mizukage.
No, Water Hokage.
The water fire Kage.
That's how they. You see, that's how they
Water, fire,
disrespect
shadow.
the other Hokages.
Oh, yeah.
Anime debut of Lava was 2009.
Debuted in Volume 49. When did Volume 49 come out?
2009 October.
Wow. Yeah, so that might actually be the Lava release 2 years early.
That or he went with an acid release or some shit. No, it's just kind of like...
also is Mei's.
It also exists.
I'm sure he went with acid. Different kind though.
Lava and acid were both Mei's.
Oh yeah, acid was one of hers as well. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got even worse. It's like, by the way, she can also mix these. Like, oh god, oh please god, no.
Why?
She can mix the bloodlines as she pleases. Oh no.
You only live twice. Sometimes a sacrifice deserves a reward. Sometimes that reward is not what was expected or wanted, and sometimes it's just what you needed. My Little Pony times Naruto.
Oh my
Naruto
fucking
Isekai.
God. For what purpose? For what purpose?
Yes is the purpose, I guess.
Oh, holy shit.
For what
there,
fucking purpose have you done this?
Oh, God.
For whom? Yeah, that's...
But anyway, so point being is this is the author's most popular story. It's kind of amusing that the author is hoping that his story becomes as popular as his other ones, but this ends up being the author's most popular story by double.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything about this story I actually despise. Like, the one where the melt is actually the least worst idea of all the ones he had. Because it's on the book, on the cover. Sensible. Sandime takes in Naruto. He wants to train Naruto to be the next Hokage. Naruto's got some, long lost bloodline. All of that is fine. It's actually fine. Like, all things considered, still inside the realm of completely possible in canon. What isn't possible in canon, however, is Naruto casually walking out of fucking Konoha and Konoha being like, yeah, no, it's totally cool that our nuclear weapon just walks away. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, we took that risk when we let it have free will.
Anyway. Chapter 1. Gaara was safe. The Akutsuki had taken Shukaku, but Gaara was safe. And that was all that mattered. So now oh, Jesus Christ, that makes it even worse. Like, author, that makes it even worse. Like, I thought this was gonna be like a 7-year-old Naruto, like, steals his family's scrolls in the middle of the night and runs off to the Sand Village. No, this is Shippuden Naruto. This is Shippuden Naruto with, like, this is a Naruto that has been acknowledged by the village as already being a really fucking strong ninja.
Yeah, it's possible that the author is like, we're just gonna jump 2 years ahead, and he's gonna tell the story. He's gonna tell how Naruto got there through flashbacks or something.
Oh God, I hope not.
It,
Yeah, he's gonna do that. I think.
it's a writing style that's hard to pull off well.
Especially, when you're a fan fiction author.
Yeah. That was all that mattered. Period. Naruto stared as his stoic friend and a small small
You
smile.
mean stoic?
Stoic. I know what I fucking said.
Yeah, he said what he said.
It wasn't often
He said
that
what he said, he
someone
meant
you
what he
knew
meant.
died and then was resurrected. But Jinchurikis don't work inside the realms of normal logic. I mean, that's fair enough, I suppose. They are living reminders that they shouldn't be alive.
True.
What?
Let's do something about it.
No matter what, they should have been erased years ago?
What?
Huh? What? I don't...
I mean, man's got a point.
I'm not exactly following. Human sacrifices weren't supposed to last as long as they do.
What? What?
He appears to be working off of 2004 Naruto knowledge instead of 2008.
Well, what's the difference?
Retardation.
Before, we didn't know that there were containers that lived well into their 40s and 50s. So we kind of assumed that, they died young.
Why would they die young?
They did die young, just of unnatural causes.
No, but
Live fast, die young.
Why would they die young?
Pretty sure that was a common fan theory back in like 04, 05, because we still knew next to nothing about the sealing process and what all it would entail.
Right, so what I'm hearing is that people arbitrarily made up some random reason as to why they died. Got it.
Yes. Snaky, it's fan fiction. Yes. Why else do you think that theory would exist?
I don't know, because Naruto was young or something, and they just were like, oh, well, Naruto's young, so therefore they die young. I don't know, man. It was just... I don't know why I expect logic from
That's
them.
some big thinking.
But this train of thought wasn't helping any, and Naruto knew that. Staring his friend in the eyes, Naruto raised his hand and offered it to Gaara. The redhead raised an eyebrow and used his sand to lift his hand and grasped Naruto's own firmly. Thank you, my friend, for saving my life. I am indebted to you. Tamari...
Firmly grasps it.
Yes.
Firmly grasp it.
Tamari and Kankuro stood behind their brother with grins on their faces. It wasn't often that Gaara showed this level of respect and warmth to anyone, and Naruto merely nodded his head and clapped his hand on Gaara's shoulder. Well, I have to go now, my friend. I'll see you again one day, said Naruto never.
Well, have a good day.
As the rest of his group said their goodbyes and turned to walk away, a sudden cold feeling washed over Naruto, and he turned to look at the form of Gaara several feet behind him. A foreboding sense of pre-motion washed over him, and he didn't want to go home. Sakura, Kakashi, and the rest watched as he sprinted back over to Gaara, placed both hands on the Kagekaze's shoulders, and gave him a massive smooch.
What?
I'm just kidding, that didn't happen.
I had to look up and hang on a second,
Yeah.
did he really just veer that far?
I mean, I'd have laughed.
Alerting many to how close they were and causing many to fall into defensive stances. The Godime Kazekage simply puzzled at the distressed look on his friend's face and unfolded his arms. What else do you need, Naruto? Ask, and if it's in my power, I shall help you. Gaara, I have a bad feeling. I need you to promise me that if I ever need to, I can come live here. I have a bad feeling about going back to Konoha, and I just don't know. Just say that I can come here if I need to.
Kind of gay, bro.
Alright, so I'm going to break this down for a second. So Naruto is currently in front of his commanding officer asking a foreign leader of the opposing military if the situation requires him to flee his military post, take refuge in the foreign military.
Yes.
In front of his fucking commanding officer.
Yes. I don't see the issue.
I was gonna say I don't see an issue either. This is perfectly understandable.
Also, let's be real here. There's no reason to say no to this. It's like, well, we did just lose our only nuke, and you're worth like 9 of me, so...
I know, right? Also, on top, the other part thing here is, hey, hey, Gaara, if I ever need to run away from the strongest military in the world, will you, the weakest military in the world, hide me? Yeah, sure, Naruto, you totally can come here. He says in front of Naruto's commanding officer, part of the strongest military in the world, defeating the purpose of hiding.
Hey, could I hide here? If like, I don't know, I hit on the boss's daughter or something,
if
make
I
him
ever
mad.
need to betray my village, can I hide here at the weakest village? That it's also a military ally of the strongest village I'm going to betray? Yeah, sure, Naruto.
Oh, and can you make sure I have a nice house?
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to die.
Understandable.
A ghost of a smile crept onto Gaara's face, and he clapped a hand on Naruto's right shoulder as Naruto dropped his own. Uzumaki Naruto...
Oh, I bet Gaara clapped some hands. Clapped Naruto.
He's definitely clapping Naruto.
You stop that.
We live in a society.
You are forever more welcome in Sunakura. If you ever need help or refuge, we'll always welcome you with open arms. Naruto ducked his head, and a single tear crawled down his face. At least, if worse came to worse, he was welcome in Gaara's village. That's so fucking arbitrary. It's just like, oh wow, I'm suddenly getting a bad feeling about this. So instead of charging over back to Konoha and confronting it head on, as Naruto has characteristically done through literally the entirety of canon so far, he's gonna turn around and beg for safety from Gaara.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
And thus, the equivalent of World War I happened in the ninja world, as everyone had a treaty.
Well,
As
technically,
Hokage
it would
Franz
be
Ferdinand
World War
was
IV
assassinated.
kickstarting, so...
How do you feel about that one, Arn? Hokage Franz Ferdinand.
East. I feel like that should have happened long before. We need a world war.
No.
It's about to happen. Hey, imagine if you're ever isekai, right? And you you finally, maybe you make it into some night school or some shit, and the emperor finally comes to give the graduating speech or whatever to you guys. It's now welcoming Emperor Franz Ferdinand, and you're like, oh no. Oh no, I know where this is going.
He then asked you to pay taxes. You take your
Serbian handgun.
You take your Serbian handgun and shoot him in the head. And then when the emperor asks why you shot his grandson, you tried to make me pay taxes. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Life in Eastern Europe be like.
I mean, I feel like that would be more like going to an American
New
embassy.
Vegas.
Why did you shoot Franz Ferdinand? Try to make me pay taxes. Okay, that makes sense.
That was like the American West, though, for a long time.
Why did you shoot this man? He's a tax collector.
Ah, fair enough.
you
I'm still gonna have to keep you in jail for 2 days, but fair enough.
Tax collectors just have a really bad rap to the point where, like, in a number of translations of the Bible, one of the point of facts of what kind of people did Jesus eat with? He ate with tax collectors. He was so forgiving.
Well, no,
I mean,
Max, that has...
tax collectors were also of the Jewish faith, so...
No, shut up for a minute. That was a thing because tax collectors worked for the Roman conquering government.
Yeah.
You were a traitor.
I was talking about, like, in Catholic kingdoms, dude. That was also a thing, because...
But that's not why it was a point. It was a point in the original Hebrew translation because, hey, wait a minute. If you work for the Romans, you're a traitor. You're working for the occupying oppressors.
Did someone say oppressors? Spartacus intensifies.
Oh god, oh fuck.
I mean, look, all I'm saying is Spartacus would, in fact, have yeeted...
yeeted tax collectors?
Was it Luke? Yes, Luke. Luke was the tax collector.
Spartacus, why do you have an ammo counter? I need to get my tax collectors first.
Well, I have to head out, so I'll talk to you guys later.
It's his tax spear.
I must go collect the taxes as
yes, of course. Go ahead.
God wills it.
Inshallah.
That is...
Mashallah, brother. God wills it. Alhamdulillah.
God, I am so glad we all have 0 viewers today.
It's literally just those in the call.
Yeah.
I am so fucking glad.
You know, if I ever get to the point where, like, I'm running some sort of, like, VTuber persona, it's not gonna be shit I've said that gets me in trouble. It's gonna be shit you guys have said that I was in stream with you for.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fucking shit Sneaky Says compilation. the Saint reacts. It's shit like shoot your tax collector today. Sneaky, no!
Based.
Oh, God.
Just remember, kids, if you play your deductions right, you can do an Uno reverse card to the IRS and make them pay you taxes.
No, this is pod racing.
Yeah, getting a tax refund is kind of nice.
Oh, God. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Closed his eyes again, stepped away from them all. He turned his head while walking away, and in the tinniest voice that carried on the wind, he whispered, "Thank you all, I'll see you again soon." The mission to destroy...
I'll see you in the afterlife, brothers.
Okay, so, once again, he is saying this in front of his commanding officer, who, by the way, definitely heard that.
Can you imagine? Just like fucking Naruto shit up, just being like, "Gara, I'll see you again soon." Allah Akbar!
It blows up.
Oh.
Naruto, why do your bomb clones keep shouting that?
Also, how did you make bomb clones?
Oh, that's a canon thing.
No, I know.
This is stupid, and we've seen them already. And little did people know, Naruto's been planning it for years.
Many may consider curious.
God, you could go so fucking crack with it too. Naruto's been kidnapping orphans for the past 7 years. It's been blamed on Danzo for that long as well. and he's actually been running his own miniature cult this entire time, and they're
I would buy Naruto the cult leader.
They're planning to spread their religion to the world. Max in the background, just like, God fucking damn it.
Well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, for some reason, that's like, oh, you could totally run a situation where Naruto's been picking up orphans out of the goodness of his heart, but the orphans have started creating a cult and haven't told him yet. So when they take over Konoha, he's like, wait, what did you do? No, that's not why I took you off the streets.
We did it for you, Dad!
Six Super Tadaranis just shoots the Hokage. Hail Naruto the Hokage!
We want Naruto to be the Hokage!
You can't just kill the Hokage and then demand someone else be made the Hokage!
We're going to make Tsunade the Hokage! Tsunade in the corner just frantically waving her hands.
Nope, I'm good. You can have it.
Go ahead, what are you gonna do? You can't unassassinate the Hokage.
Go ahead, libtard. You can't unassassinate this political figure.
God. This is where I'm glad that C8 also isn't here, so therefore none of this can get clipped.
True.
Except that he watches the VOD sometimes, and if Aura makes any notes of timestamps for him.
It's true enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I still love the fact that, like, this is probably gonna bite me in the ass maybe like 20, 25 years down the line.
Then you will have learned nothing.
I'll learn absolutely fucking nothing. I'll be in court on trial for some shit. I'll be like, oh, I didn't do it. They're like, yeah, well, we got video audio clips of you 20 years ago saying the following.
Sneaky's immediate rebuttal.
I have the exact image for this.
It's like, what do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Sneaky? I still think it's funny now.
I still think it's funny now.
Check the meme channel. I have the exact image for this.
Why do you have an image for this? Alright, what have you,
I don't know, what have you
Why?
Four monitors. In case investigation by any federal entity or similar, I fully endorse all the actions and opinions expressed in this group. Catch me if you can, cuts.
Okay, it should be noted, that was just a joke. Just in case.
I, as the representative of Max Force and Mandalore 2000, hereby...
I will throw you under the bus faster than you can blink. Oh.
I, as the legally representative employer of Max...
You can't be a legal representative, you don't have a bar degree.
Yeah, I do, I just wrote it myself.
They don't know that yet. They don't know that yet.
He can't go and acquire a degree and then retroactively be my defendant, my legal representation. That's not how it works.
Oh, I totally can.
Thankfully.
All I have to do is bribe the guy issuing it to make it date back farther.
True. He has a point.
Thankfully, we have video evidence. Where do you think
you live? Illinois?
I can, if I pay enough money.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He does have a point.
Speaking of which, did you hear Trump's going to be running for the senator of Alaska?
Why Alaska?
I'm glad Max and I had the exact same question.
Everyone's reaction. What? Yeah. Apparently he's going to be challenging some anti-Trumper.
Epic.
For Alaska, which is...
Nothing out of the ordinary, then.
Alright. Very well.
That's just how it be.
Jiraiya was able to live, but he lost an arm to pain. Sasuke and Hebi had engaged Itachi and had not done very well. The gap between the brothers was still as wide as a canyon. Hebi had run away, carrying their wounded leader, and Konoha Nins had not been able to pursue. The main concern was getting Jiraiya back to the village and having Tsunade fix him up. He lost an arm. The mission was a failure. Better to regroup and come out alive than to pursue a foe that could destroy them all. After much fussing and frantic crying from Tsunade over the stupidity of Jiraiya in his condition, the old hermit was fixed up and would be peeping on girls again within months. Currently, he and Tsunade were sitting in the Hokage office with a very nervous Naruto. Tsunade cleared her throat and got his attention. Now, Naruto, I hear you just asked for a foreign village's refuge right in front of your superior officer. No,
Is that actually what's happening here?
No.
Dang.
Now, Naruto, I want you to know you're not in trouble for what you just did. Jiraiya and I have something to tell you that will rock not just your world, but the foundation of Konoha. You never really want your leader, your CEO personally calls you into their office and they're like, "I have information to tell you that will rock the very foundations." That will rock the very foundations of this entire company. It's like, why are you
the United States political system?
I am increasingly concerned the more words you speak that you are telling me, a tier 1 office representative, this information that's apparently going to shake up the company. I would be scared. Naruto gulped and sat up straighter in his chair. He wasn't in trouble, but this had something to do with him, and he couldn't see it being a good thing. The shiver he had after they rescued Gaara all those months ago came back in full force, and the sense of foreboding was almost overpowering. Everything in him was telling him to run away, but morbid curiosity wouldn't allow it. Ah yes, Naruto, famous for running away from his problems.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that time he ran away from Zabuza.
Well, that time he ran away from Mizuki.
Or, the time he ran away from a giant one-tailed raccoon.
Well, the time he ran away from the giant toad.
Or the time he ran away from literally God.
Yeah.
As you do.
Of
This
all
author
the
doesn't
times
seem
he should
very
press
aware.
the coward button.
No. Signaling with his hand that she should continue, he readied himself. Ah, yes. Signaling the village leader that they are allowed to continue. Okay. Naruto, this is about your parents, who they were, and what this means for you. A pin could have dropped and would have been heard with perfect clarity. The sound of inhalation broke the silence. And Naruto was seen gripping the handles of his chair so hard that his knuckles were white. My parents. Who are they?
They were gay.
Naruto, your parents were gay.
Naruto, your parents, they were black. Hate to break it to you.
Jiraiya, okay, look, so I have actually seen a story in which Naruto was made to look white, blonde-haired, and blue-eyed, with a seal that was placed on him with birth, because Kushina had cheated on Minato with A.
When in the fuck would that have ever happened? Also, author, why?
Why not? Unfortunately.
Yes.
Yes.
It was something that was a story, and I just kind of sat there for a while and was like, I see.
Could have gone without ever seeing that story, and yet
Yeah.
there you were.
Effectively.
Could have gone without ever knowing it existed.
Effectively.
And yet here we are.
Pain pickle.
Pain taco.
The goal is to get Ian to notice us someday.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I don't know if we
You
want
sure
that
about
attention.
Yeah, you sure about that? You sure you really want to
If-
get noticed?
If there
No.
were certain
No.
people that weren't regulars on this stream,
Oi.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the host.
The host is part of it.
The host is part of the problem. Yes, we've established this previously.
The host doesn't help because he encourages it.
I mean, my current what's my current status on Discord? Hail Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Yeah.
All right, Naruto, your dad is Minato and your mother is Kushina. And he's like, wow, where have I heard Minato before? That's the name of the Yodime. Oh my god, that's the name of the Yodime. But why did no one ever tell me? Oh, well, you see, no one wanted you to get a big head because your parents were really strong and famous. They were very humble people, and they didn't want you to ever be found. They didn't want you to ever know about your parents. And your father's dying wish was for you to be seen as a hero, but that didn't work out, as we all know. Your mother was a tomboy, very hot. Despite the way you grew up, Naruto, you are a noble person in Konoha by birth. Then why was I made to live like trash? I could have been adopted or something. Why did I have to live alone? Jiraiya sighed. Tell me, Naruto, do you know how you got your name? No, your parents named you after a character in my book. In one of your books, ew. Hey, now, not all of my books are garbage. It was the story of a brave warrior. In fact, it resembled your life precisely up until now, and I wrote it down because I wrote the entire book down as it was a Toad Sage prophecy, and I didn't realize it at the time.
Bro.
That sounds stupid.
Not just stupid, it sounds massively retarded.
Yeah, this had piqued both Tsunade's and Naruto's interest, but only Tsunade had the voice to speak. Tell me, Jiraiya, how did this story end? I never finished the book, actually. The publisher didn't like it, so I only got up to the point where the hero meets the villain, pulling the strings behind the scenes, and then nothing. The rest is a blank slate, Naruto. I've forgotten the prophecy. Your future is what you make of it. I don't think that's how that works.
Way to take what was a genuinely like really touching moment for Naruto, Jiraiya, and his parents, and throw it all down the toilet. Like,
yeah,
that was actually really well done on Kishiboto's part.
Yeah,
It's just flushed down the toilet.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of my parents? I've never seen them before. Yeah, sure, we got pictures. We'll also take you to the house. So Naruto went to the house. Do you want to go inside, Naruto? Yeah, it's a really big fucking house, massive house. It's like an extremely luxurious house. Lots of neat bits and bobs and bleats and bloots in there. Last time I was in here, you were being born. Blah, 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 blah. Your mother was beautiful, very feisty. Those redheads are. Author's words, not mine.
Good. Generalizing,
Based.
You get your attitude from her as well. She never took shit from anyone. She was always such a blast to be around. Minato, he's public knowledge, obviously. And he's also the pranking extraordinaire.
No, but okay.
Of course, blah, 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 training. Why didn't you come back for me? Naruto, I didn't come back to Konoha until the day you met me at the hot springs. Blah, 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 blah. It's alright, Erosenin. I arbitrarily forgive you for abandoning me for 13 years. The three shared a laugh and then quieted down, and they're like, here's a picture of your parents, and he's like, wow, those are my parents. Don't cry, Naruto. We have lots of things to do. We also have a civilian council meeting soon, and we need to go there. Why do we need to go there? Oh, it's because they're going to make you the last Namikaze. We have your father's and mother's will, their birth certificates, and affidavits from trusted ninja. Unfortunately, for you to be reinstated as a clan so long after a period of inactivity, we need a majority vote. After all, you've been registered as a ward of the state and an orphan. We have lots of work ahead of us. Blah, blah, blah. Tsunade was arguing with the council for a while now, and it was disheartening to hear. Despite all the evidence, and despite his military record, and despite everything he did, some people still held a grudge against him because of the Kyuubi. Military dictatorship.
Also has the backing of quite a number of ninja.
Yeah, just
at this point.
It's like all the top fucking ninja also on Naruto's side, and if you're just like, as by the will of Hokage, Naruto's the Namikaze now. Ka-ching, fuck you all, good night. Naruto, you're Namikaze now. And what's anyone gonna do? It's fucking Tsunade. You're gonna try and punch Tsunade? You're gonna try and out-punch Tsunade?
Never mind Tsunade, even with his broken arm, that's 2 of the 3 Sanin. Right there, that you're telling no to.
Yeah.
You are some brave civilians.
What are they gonna do? Murder me? Oh.
Oh, right, they're ninja.
So anyway, Naruto was sad. He was being denied his heritage. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, Homura pushed her glasses up and sighed. It wasn't that she didn't like the boy. She didn't hate him either. He was completely neutral. But the Namikazes were good people and would never tarnish their bloodline by having Naruto.
You want to try that again, author?
Tsunade, what you say is true. We can't deny him his heritage, but there's no proof beyond all of the paperwork you've brought that he is, in fact, a Namikaze.
Bruh.
You have birth certificates, doctor affidavits,
also,
and wills.
Yeah, well, yeah. Also, at least now we now know that Kushina and Minato their relationship was known within the village, at least, certainly among the counselors.
Well, it doesn't even matter though. If the Hokage comes forward and says, "Hey, we actually have all of the paperwork proving this. Also, I say so." Like, literally, what? Oh, well, we don't believe it. It's like, okay, that's not how this works.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
That's not how a government works. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna vote for it because I don't believe it. It's like,
we're not telling you to vote. We're telling you that's how it is.
That's not how this works. You seem to be under some misunderstanding here. We can't vote for him to receive any of his properties. I don't speak for everyone, but we need proof beyond a shadow of a doubt to vote. Are the wills not enough? Is the birth certificate not enough? Is the fact that Okay, I don't know what else proof you can have. A video recording of Minato and Kushina fucking, I guess?
Yes, that would be just what we needed.
Like what more proof can you actually physically acquire?
I guess it's time for a paternity test. I don't know. Like,
Naruto, you are not the father.
Wait, but that wasn't the question.
Fine, I want 1 month. You'll have proof, or we'll never speak of this again, and the Namikaze states will just all be sold off. Okay? And everyone's like, yeah, that sounds fine.
What fucking army, bro?
What? Retreating the Hokage's office was the only thing they could do. They should have known it wouldn't have gone smoothly. All they had to do was find proof. All they had to do was find proof. All they had to do was find proof. Where was it? We have your father's and mother's will, birth certificates, and affidavits. All they have to do is find proof. That's fucking proof!
Nope. Gotta find proof, Sneaky.
Yeah, it's not proof
you know
enough.
what? Naruto should just give them their social security number, clearly. Clearly that's the problem here. They just don't have the SSN.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sorry. I just had a moment like, so what's your mother's maiden name? Uzumaki? Damn it, he knew.
Damn it, how did he know? Who told him? Who coached him on this?
Told him! Alright, what was your father's position in the village?
God.
Anyway, so Naruto was like, fuck this shit, I am tired of it all. I've always tried to be a good person, and I've always tried to be the Hokage, but now that I know who my parents are, I will not tolerate this anymore. Fuck Konoha, I'm leaving. I can't do that, Naruto. You'll be labeled a missing nin. But what if I wasn't a missing nin? What if you just reassigned me to an allied village? And Tsunade is like, wow, I didn't consider that before. You've really thought about this, haven't you? Ever since I saved Gaara, I had a feeling this would happen.
Fucking bullshit.
But Naruto, we appreciate you. Please stay in the village. We'll make it right. Naruto's like, no, I don't care that you're the leader of the village.
You know,
and the head spy master.
We can at least give this author like half a point for being like, well, it's not unreasonable to assume there's some sort of weird exchange program between villages, but like it's still kind of an ass pull.
Yeah, it's an absolute ass pull, especially when they're all ninjas and they're supposed to keep their techniques secret from their villages, even their allies. Especially a village that just betrayed them, like, not that long ago.
Yeah, what was it, 2 years?
Yeah.
This is the technique of instant murder.
Oh, neat.
Don't ever share it with anyone except these guys, because they're our
1,000 years of death, obviously. So they just taught everyone how to use 1,000 years of death.
Well, then Naruto world would be a very different place if that was the ultimate technique.
Okay, but like, I imagine that we're going to teach you our ultimate technique. Here, I'll just show you how to do it, and then I want you to practice it.
Oh, Max,
this lets you summon the Grim Reaper.
How would you feel, Max, if that really was it? If making clones of yourself, replacing yourself with a log, and sticking your fingers up someone's butt, that was the highest that chakra could ever go?
The Fourth Great War would have gone so differently. So wait, why are we scared of Madara? Because he's mastered Shadow Clone.
He's mastered the 1,000 years of death. It's now the 4,000 years of death.
Wait, 4,000? How does he? He's got a lot of chakra.
He's got really long piano fingers.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's called the 4,000 years because he goes past the third knuckle.
It causes, legends say it causes you to instantly explode everywhere.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh god. Tsunade, I'm not dumb. I know people hate me. I'm going to leave. Suna likes me better. They accept me. They love me there. I'm just a ninja, and I'm not the best ninja. I know I'm powerful, but I have problems. I think I'm gonna leave Konoha and go to Suna. He says to the village military dictator.
Interesting tactic.
It's also the closest thing to a godmother that he has.
Tsunade starts crying, and
the drunk
she was
godmother.
like, "Oh man, Naruto's right. No one loves him here. He should go to Suna, where people love him." And then she's like, "Okay, well, where do you want to go? When do you want to go?" "Well, I have some things to do first, so I'm gonna go rob my house." And Jiraiya's like, "How do you plan on doing that?" And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go to that house again with you guys, but this time I'm gonna rob everything while I'm there using sealing scrolls." And Tsunade was like, "Ah, yes, that makes sense. Naruto, those scrolls are important to the village. How do you intend to steal them without it being treason? Obviously, I'll just make copies of them and leave them there
Yes,
instead."
That is not how that works.
Perfectly fine. Of course, there's no issues here at all.
And then you'll announce my transfer. Naruto, they want the scrolls. Naruto slammed his fist on the desk. "They can't have those scrolls. You can't have the truth. Family scrolls are for family. And if there are no Namekazes left in Konoha, then the scrolls must be destroyed. I see. If you can't have your property, then no one will. I like that."
Don't encourage this.
You know they'll hate you for this, right? Like I care what they think.
You really, really should, Naruto.
Blah 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 blah. Naruto coughed and sputtered, drinking the alcohol, and the two looked at him and said, "Lightweight." That's not being a. So this author has no fucking idea about anything. That's not what a lightweight is. Fucking dipshit author.
I was gonna say, even like the heaviest alcoholic in the world can like take a bad sip or drink something, super strong and go.
Yeah, it's literally just ingrained reflex. Once you've been drinking a certain grain of alcohol for long enough, you're just like, okay, I don't need to cough every time I drink it. Like, fucking, I can down Tito's these days. I can down Tito's without even fucking flinching. A harder, like, and even a lighter alcohol, like a rum or something, I'll still cough at because I'm not used to drinking rum. But fucking hell, I'll drink 2 liters of Tito's, and I'll dare you to call me a lightweight.
You have what they call a drinking problem.
I have a drinking solution.
No, it's a problem.
It's a problem with a solution. The solution is more drinking.
The solution's more cowbell. Jesus Christ, now I feel old. Fuck. Oh.
Well, you are.
Oh, that's an old reference.
Old man.
Oh god, more cowbell. Studying seals didn't do jack squat with you, did it? It's a blood seal, you moron. Cut your thumb. They'll only open for a Namikaze. A light bulb went off in Tsunade's head.
Look, more proof.
Wait, Naruto, if your blood opens this seal, we can prove you're a Namikaze. Then the council will have to believe us. Naruto sighed and bit his thumb. You know as well as I do that doesn't matter, Bachan. They don't want me to be a Namikaze. They'll say something dumb like, the demon altered his blood to be the Hokage's blood.
Oh, that's probably the most aware we've seen a fanfiction author for Naruto be.
I know, right? Let's just do what we came here to do. Without another word, Naruto swiped his thumb across the seal, causing it to glow and then open up. Coughing slightly, all three of them stared in awe at the large amount of scrolls hidden in the vault. Minato loved knowledge, and so he had a library that rivaled the Hokage Tower.
I don't know that the Hokage, like, in terms of size or in terms of storage?
I believe storage, because there is a fanon that the library is located in the Hokage Tower. Like I said, fanon.
pretty sure we see the library in the Ultimate Ninja Storm games. I think it's near the tower. It's not at the tower though.
So anyway, he's like, all right, guys, start sealing all these scrolls. And so several hours later, they had sealed all of the sealing scrolls into another sealing scroll.
Wait, hang on a second. He can't be accused of treason for taking these. If the village leader is assisting him, what are they going to do? Arrest one of the strongest Hokages they've had in recent times?
Yes.
Like,
Also the village spy master. So the village spy master and the village military dictator helped him retrieve these and then gave it to him. I don't.
We'll accuse him of treason. Are you going to accuse us of treason too?
Well, no, because by the author's own logic, everything's going to go up for sale, and the council will request the scrolls from the, Namikaze household. Which means that they have no problem with taking the scrolls from the family if Naruto isn't a Namikaze. Which means that if Naruto is a Namikaze, that means it's okay for him to take the scrolls, and therefore it's not treason. But if Naruto is not a Namikaze, that means it's okay for him to take the scrolls if the village dictator gives it to him because they didn't care about the scrolls staying within the family in the first place.
Yeah, like, literally all that has to happen is like, where are the scrolls? Oh, Naruto has them. Why? Because I gave them to him. What are you going to do? Arrest me?
Well, no, because it literally wouldn't be treason then, because they would want this. They wanted the scrolls. They want the scrolls themselves.
I know. Again, Tsunadi's immediate response should be, "You can arrest me if you want, but it won't work." Like,
why would they arrest her?
Treason?
No, but I just explained why it wasn't treason.
Yeah, but they'll still try.
Yeah, Sneaky, I'm trying to play out the scenario of, we'll accuse him of treason, I gave them to him, so will you arrest me as well? Like...
Yes.
Right, but
I mean, they might. With the way fanfiction writers act, they might. But...
Yeah, it's possible. Tsunade, you're under arrest for treason. Alright, now who are we going to get to arrest Tsunade?
What? Okay. If they're going to get anyone to arrest Tsunade, it's going to be some stupid Chunin, because none of the Jonins are going to be dumb enough.
Yeah. If this was Rooster Teeth, it would be not Mizuki. Basically, it'd be Mizuki's model, but reused, and his name would be like Nizuki.
It's his long-lost twin brother that Mizuki was never told about.
Yeah,
Suzuki.
It's Nizuki, yeah. Oh god.
Wait, did you unintentionally make a Japanese pun there?
Yes.
Sneaky.
Totally.
Nizuki, like ni as in two.
Yes. That was actually...
Ina's been rubbing off on you, my dude.
I know. I did just watch like 3 Duolingo streams in a row.
Understandable.
I had to listen. I've listened to like 9 hours of them talking in Japanese and translating it to English. So yeah, it's in my brain at the moment. Don't worry, I'll forget it by like next week.
Yeah, fair enough. I need to get those. Fuck.
What?
Those streams.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I'll buy you liquor for this. What do you say? And their eyes lit up, and Naruto's like, maybe I shouldn't have said I'll buy them liquor. And the copying process
illegal,
went super...
fucking criminal.
Also, so the other problem I have with this is they are sealing scrolls into more sealing scrolls, and I'm... The D&D inside me is screeching.
I was about to say, this sounds like it's about to be a D&D player complaint.
Yes.
Because you guys like to nitpick and not have fun sometimes.
Well, no, the only time you can ever fit a bag of holding into another bag of holding and have nothing happen is when the bag of holding you're putting into the bag of holding is empty. But yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Putting a portable storage space inside another portable storage space that transfers shit to another dimension or whatever. I'm just saying.
That's going to end well.
It sounds like a good. And then the bomb went off, and the village leader, the village nuke, and the village spy master all died in a massive explosion.
Epic.
Yeah.
Tsunade went into the council room, and Tsunade's like, all right, thank you everyone for coming. And we have decided to hold the vote for Naruto being the last Namikaze. What's your vote now? And they're like,
but before you vote, watch him open this seal that literally only someone with the blood could open.
But before we vote, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
By the way, since this is inevitably going to upset us, here, have an adorable hamster.
Thank you. Have you come across any new evidence that Naruto is indeed the son of Minato and Kushina? A gasp was heard from the section where his friends were sitting. Why is his friends arbitrarily sitting in the council room now? What the fuck? Why are the families
when did they
there?
appear?
Why is arbitrarily all of his friends now in the room?
Why do they matter to this?
They're just there.
Murmurs were heard. And then everyone was like, wow, you're right. He does look exactly like Minato. And that maybe he was Minato's son. Naruto grimaced as he heard that. It was as if you couldn't be somebody unless you were from a clan. Well,
He is, though.
I mean, I hate to break this to you, Naruto, but like literally every single strong individual in Naruto is from a clan.
Damn, we need to put in place a Naruto eugenics program. See how strong we can make them.
Unit 713.
731, but yes.
Let's see, Naruto Grimace, we haven't found any evidence, what say you? And everyone's like, fuck you. Very well, Uzumaki Naruto, you may never take the name of Namikaze and the property shall be sold off. This is a final decision and will never be overturned ever, period. I will not allow
Uzumaki
Naruto to take
Naruto,
the
you
floor.
are not the son.
I shall now, Naruto, you are not the son! I shall now allow Naruto to take the floor. Naruto is like, yep, okay. Taking a rather large scroll from his back, he bit his thumb and swiped it over the scroll, dumping out several more large scrolls to the floor. Bending over his knee, he then picked up one of those scrolls and tossed it to the closest council member. The following scrolls all contain bombs. You will
This is a
find
message
one
from Steve
underneath every
Urkasinski.
single one of your chairs. Do not move.
This is a
We have
terrorist
placed
attack.
explosive tags under literally every chair.
That would certainly be a twist.
Today's episode of The Courtroom is sponsored by Ted Kaczynski.
Jesus Christ.
Reject the civilian council, return to monkey. Industrial society is consequences have been a disaster for the ninja.
I actually
society.
genuinely think at some point we should maybe get together and write another shit post, like the three of us. In the same vein as responding isn't that awesome. Of just like all of the Naruto tropes, but done to an excess where it becomes a comedy instead of just cringe. Like getting in front of the civilian council and Naruto's just like, since you have decided to not give me what is owed to me, today I shall be giving you what is owed to you. Underneath all of your chairs, if you check them now, you will find an explosive seal.
No, Sneaky, here's one better. Underneath each of your chairs is a bill for the back taxes that I found out you've been evading with your positions on the civilian council.
Oh no. Oh shit, oh fuck.
Underneath your seat, it's an explosive device. Tjodfakarla. Come out, you black and tans.
Now, some of you may think I'd be committing suicide by doing this. Little do you know, I am a shadow clone.
You know, No one actually ever knew, but Naruto wasn't blonde, he was ginger. He's actually Irish.
Ginger all along.
He's actually a member of the Irish Republican Army.
His mom did have red hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, we do have a picture, courtesy of Kishimoto, of a redheaded Naruto.
The truth is, all along I have been wearing a wig. Rips off hair.
Naruto ignites a car bomb in Londonderry.
Oh god. Naruto, have you been wearing a wig this whole time to trick everyone into thinking that you're the son of the Hokage? Oh no, I've been wearing this wig the whole time because every single time I walk outside with it off, this really weird song starts playing in the background.
Go outside, everybody's like, it's Redheaded Monday! And I just got so sick of it.
Redheaded Monday. Oh god.
Guys, the real original reason Naruto developed the sexy jutsu.
To convince pedophiles online that he was actually a 4-year-old child and not an FBI agent?
No. I mean, that may have possibly been related, but probably not.
I mean, I'm just saying, here's another AU twist for you. The sexy jutsu is actually Naruto releasing the sexy jutsu. And that the sexy jutsu that he tricked everyone into thinking was his sexy jutsu is actually his real form all along. And he's
now see,
been turning
that would be a great shit post.
He's actually been turning into a child this whole time.
Sneaky. The sexy jutsu
that was
Naruto's
not
money-making scheme. He runs an OnlyFans account.
Runs it always.
I mean, I was gonna say the shit post is it's right. I would be willing to accept that as a female Naruto explanation.
That's already a story. It's called The Truth Behind the Sexy Jutsu.
Is it any good?
It's okay. FBI agents be like with chakra. Sexy jutsu, form of 10-year-old child.
Oh god, oh fuck. Hey, no, now they don't need to make any child porn to lure in pedophiles anymore. They can just make their own.
They can do it all themselves.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. If they do that, does that mean they have to arrest themselves?
No, you don't understand. I'm not a child. I'm a 32-year-old man.
and the girl in the next room, she's like 45, man.
It's literally the joke of, no, she's not a lolly child. She's actually 90. She actually is a 90-year-old FBI agent.
Yeah.
Max.
Everyone calls her Granny Mildred.
Indeed.
God, this joke has gone on too long.
Max in the background was just like, God fucking damn it.
Like I said, it's not going to be anything I say that gets me in trouble. It's going to be everything you shitheads say.
That's why we're here.
It's the very definition of legal lolly.
True.
The most awkward question, though, is why are FBI agents turning into children to talk to people online?
Honeypot, anyone?
Well, no, that's the point, though, is they don't need to actually turn into a child to pretend to be a child online. They just are. For some reason.
The FBI starts a new recruitment strategy.
The FBI starts investigating themselves.
Join the FBI?
The FBI has investigated itself for pedophilia and has found no traces of it.
Curious.
Oh god, anyway, so these are the family scrolls. As they are family scrolls and cannot be allowed to fall in the hands of untrustworthy people in or outside of Konoha, I brought them all here to destroy them so they may never be used for ill. Everyone was like, oh no, you can't do this. Where did you come by these
Naruto,
scrolls?
you can say the N-word. I'm gonna say the N-word. Namikaze.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
It wasn't even particularly funny. Why is that got you wheezing, Sneaky?
Because my brain immediately went, yo, what up, my Namikaze? Also, I'm a little bit drunk.
Just a little.
A small bit. In case me saying it wasn't enough, I've been drinking Tito's this whole time.
Yeah, don't say.
Where'd you come by these scrolls, kid? They're locked away in the Namikaze house, protected by blood seals. Only someone who's a Namikaze could open it. The old man's eyes grew large. He lifted his gaze and locked eyes with Naruto. Oh my god, you actually are the Namikaze kid. So it was that fucking easy? Are you shitting me, author?
It really was that easy, yet
Are you
Naruto's
really
still going
really
to angrily storm out. He's still gonna storm out.
He's still gonna storm out.
Yes.
Like, it was really this fucking easy to be like, yeah, so, I opened up the blood seal and like, oh, well, I guess you are the Namikaze kid then, so I guess you can be the Namikaze, which means you have no reason to fucking leave the village anymore. But it's like,
you're
gonna do that anyway.
I just realized, this actually makes the council look, in a rare twist of fate, the council actually seems super reasonable. It's like, oh, you opened the seal, oh, you really are. It's like, no, I'm not, you said I'm not. It's like, but you told us you had no evidence, so we had no reason to...
You literally said the defense has no evidence to submit, and so the judge declared you not guilty. It's like, what do you mean you were not guilty the whole time? You literally just said you had no evidence to prove that you weren't guilty.
Yeah, that's so... Worst part, too, is, like, even the thing of, like, alright, listen, I know we ignored the will and all that, but, like, blood seals are really hard to fake. So,
like, everything else I could buy, oh, you know, it was forged or whatever, fine. Oh, you're compromised because you favor the kid, fine. But
fine.
If the most staunch person against Naruto for this is like, oh wow, he opened the blood seal, I guess he actually is the kid, it's just like, just fucking instantly accepts it as like, yo, you can't fake that. It really was that easy the whole fucking time, but Naruto is still like, bro, you've already shit, I'm guilty. It's like, cause you didn't tell them that you could open the seal? Like, bro?
Bruh. Society.
Just say you're not guilty. No! Alright, you're guilty. I wasn't guilty! Well, why didn't you say you weren't guilty? Fuck you! Okay?
Man, this is...
Question mark, question mark, question... Is the civilian council actually right?
We finally get a civilian council that I would argue is actually apparently pretty reasonable.
Yeah, apparently.
And they're immediately thrown in the garbage.
But you are the Namikaze kid. No, I'm not. You said I'm not. There are no Namikazes in Konoha. Therefore, I must destroy all of the knowledge. And Prim Naruto.
Based. Return to monkey.
Return to monkey?
Destroy secret ninja knowledge.
Oh no, the Sarutobis had always returned to monkey. Oh no!
Shit, it's true.
The prophecy was real.
We have always been monkey.
Therefore, the scrolls must be destroyed, and any evidence that could be used against the village must also be destroyed. I myself am no longer part of the village as of tomorrow. I'm being transferred completely to Suna, as I will start being a Sunanin from there on. That's not how that works at all. Like, yeah, hello, I'm an American soldier. Can I go to Britain? Yeah, we'll station you in Britain. No, I mean, I want to serve under the British Army and never be an American again. What?
Will you revoke your citizenship?
No.
I mean, he is actually revoking his citizenship.
Oh, yeah, he is.
It's just a moment of like, don't you know the nuclear launch codes? Yeah, what about it? No, we're not letting you transfer to Britain.
Don't you know the nuclear launch codes that we can't change ever?
We're not letting you transfer to Britain then. Why not? Do we really have to tell you?
Are we really about to have this conversation?
Everyone stood up and began screaming about how he was the last Namikaze and he couldn't leave. How foolish, he thought, that they would say this after they made a supreme, untake-backable decision. They're ninja.
Also, I just realized...
They're in a ninja village. There is literally no such thing as an untake-backable decision.
Yeah.
No, takes it
military dictatorship, as you like to point out. Also, I want to point out, he had this whole thing about, like, no one here loves me, and yet still refers to the people in the crowd as his friends.
Yeah.
And Tsunade
literally crying because he wants to leave.
Yeah, also literally saying, we care about you, and saying, like, nobody cares. Like, and then Tsunade then agrees, like, wow, Tsunade, way to 180 your opinion there.
Wait, what the fuck? This is the most retarded shit in existence. What the actual fuck?
What is it?
So with a quick few hand signs and a cry of Kanton Fireball no Jutsu, he incinerated all of the scrolls and everyone started screaming in anger and fright. He felt a pinch in his heart as he destroyed his father's work, but took solace in the fact that only the originals were being destroyed and that all of the copies he still held on to.
Why not just break the copy?
Moron.
Also, when did Naruto learn fire release?
It doesn't matter. The point here is being that Naruto is destroying the originals, which might have hidden sealing on them that they wouldn't have known about. In fact, why did they copy them in the first place at all? Why didn't they just burn a giant scroll and say, this contained all of the Uzumaki Namikaze knowledge, and they just burned the scroll? Like,
yeah, no, because when they go to check the house later, the scrolls are still going to be gone.
Yeah, it's like, why did you copy them? Why did you destroy the originals? What? Why would you not destroy the copies? What the fuck?
Sneaky, sometimes it's about sending a message. A message of stupidity.
The message has been sent.
Like,
you are
it's
retarded.
Literally the equivalent, Max, of like photocopying a shit ton of money, like taking a $100 bill and putting it on the photocopier and making like hundreds of copies of the $100 bill. And then instead of like, you know, cutting out the $100 bills off the sheet of paper and filling a bag of them and then burning the bag and being like, it's sending a message. You instead fill the bag with the original 100s, set it on fire and throw it, and then be like, it's okay that I'm burning all of those 100s. I still have all of the photocopies of it. It's like, wait.
You also have a felony.
Hold on.
And a really long jail sentence. Excellent.
It's like, wait, hold on a second. That's not how this works.
The feds are coming. You better start running, fucker.
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
Nothing, I'm just speechless. Like, what do I say to this that hasn't been said by you, Art? Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, there's just nothing for us to add here.
So it gets worse.
How does it get worse?
So then he turns to the one council member who was clinging to the tiny scroll Naruto threw him earlier, and scowled when the man jerked back and cradled the scroll as if it was somehow precious.
As far as they know, it's the last surviving bit of knowledge from the fourth Hokage. Yeah, I'd probably do that too.
As if it was somehow precious. Like, bruh. Bruh. You come in here and destroy our mightiest Hokage's work, and you expect me to give up the last thing we might ever have from him? I don't care if you are his son, I won't let you destroy it all. He never finished what he was about to say, because Naruto then proceeded to body slam him through a wall. His fangs bared, he snatched the scroll out of the man's hands and burnt it in the middle of the room. What?
Since this is apparently the civilian council, you just assaulted a civilian.
Yes. Never say I'm his son. You idiots denied me that right, and I'll never forget it. What?
This is so stupid.
Naruto, you are the sole reason why they denied you that right. Your actions have consequences.
They literally said, all right, you got anything new for us? We're all ears. I have nothing new. Okay.
Well,
Gave that up pretty quick, all right.
Then we reject it. All right, well, since you've rejected it, I'm now going to destroy all this knowledge that only I could have ever obtained. Wait, what? So
By proving.
So you have proof that you were the son all along? Yeah, but I didn't want to tell you.
I just wanted to see if you just give me these precious...
I'll never forget how you didn't just let me keep everything.
No, not just that. I'll never forget how you didn't just hand over national secrets to me.
What? It's like, bruh, you said you didn't have any more information to prove that you were the son. Like, you can't be like, damn you people for not giving me what I wanted when I had the knowledge that would tell you to give me what I wanted. But when you asked for the knowledge that would let you give me what I wanted, I said no. Damn you for listening to me.
Yo, I'd love there to be a lawyer sitting in a meeting and it's like, regardless of all this, guys, we still have to execute the rest of the will. And I was like, no, you won't. It's like, you just admitted I am by law required to force this money upon you. I'm not taking it.
We have to execute the rest of the
take it.
Sorry, Max. I'm sorry, Max, but you said we have to execute the rest of the will, and all I just imagine is arbitrary ninja lawyer just pulling out a Glock 18.
You have to execute it. The will. You also have to execute
Wait,
you.
what was in the rest of the will? The death of the civilian council.
Finally. My law degree came to good use.
Do not resist.
I've been polishing this every day. Each of you has a bullet with your name on it. Line up.
Can we line up by name and number, please? I need to get this correct. It would be
Now,
really awkward.
listen. I spent a very long time carving each of your names into these, so if you could all just stand still, I'd appreciate it.
Wouldn't want to miss.
Everyone starts screaming and running around. He's like, all right, well, I tried. Pops magazine, reaches into pocket, pulls out double drum mag, slides it in. All right, here we go. The Glock 18 is the only fully automatic Glock that can take double drum mags.
Yep. Great.
That's also, its rate of fire is stupid high. What is it, like 450?
I see. It is the I don't believe in ammo conservation gun.
Yes.
RPM. Let's see.
I don't believe in ammo conservation. I believe in fully automatic grenade launchers.
Cyclic rate of fire 1200 rounds a minute.
Oh, okay.
That's 20 per second. It goes to standard magazine in less than a second.
I fucking love the
Yeah,
Glock 18.
standard double stack magazine is 17 rounds, so
Glock 18.
under a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Glock 18.
So what I'm hearing is that in my early days of playing Warframe, I managed to recreate the Glock 18.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
Twin Vipers, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, I have the same build. Fucking
Watch
great.
as I empty my entire ammo counter in 1 second.
You ever
What
played
does I
with the
recreate?
speed?
A Go 18 Avenger.
Arn, you ever played with the speed mods on the Hiko? Throwing stars?
No.
You
Don't
should
think I
watch
did.
the animation
Oh,
sometime. It's
yeah, that
really
fucking bullshit. That was so
Sure,
that
send
was
me a
so
link and I'll
fucking
give it a
dumb.
look.
Yeah, this is a fully automatic throwing knife.
Based. Has America gone too far? No, not far enough.
Warframe is great for people who just want to see what they can break. That
Oh,
mod
God.
system is pretty good.
Yeah,
How about that 200% crit rate?
based?
All your shots are yellow. Why am I getting orange shots? Oh, that's the extra crit system, because that exists.
Yeah, they knew you were gonna go over it. So
They knew. They planned.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to Suna now, where I'll be appreciated. You won't have to put up with Demon Brat anymore. I quit. Naruto, you can't just leave. So what will we do without you? The same thing you did when Sasuke left. Chase after him and fight him to the death?
damn.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because everyone is significantly more powerful now.
Don't worry about me, I'm going to a better place. And then Neji took his turn.
He's going
But
to
aren't you
heaven.
the one who told Sasuke he didn't need to leave the village to become strong? You're running away from your problems, Naruto. Don't you dare compare me to Sasuke, who ran away from the village because the village didn't give him what he wanted.
Damn, bro.
It's sort of like what you're doing right now, Naruto.
Society.
Sasuke never had to put up with the crap I did. Yeah, you're right. He only had to have his family slaughtered in front of him by his brother. He wasn't hated for something he had no control over. He wasn't ostracized.
He kind of was ostracized on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to a place where people appreciate me and not hate me. I'm sorry, but you'll do fine without me. You did fine when I left the first time. Hinata walked over to her crush for what was the last time ever. Suna is literally a 3-day walk away.
Damn.
I don't know why they're like, oh, we'll never see Naruto again. It's like, bro, you're literally a 3-day run away.
I won town over.
Then she hugged him around the neck and sobbed into his chest. Naruto smiled and looked down at her. She was always so kind. If only he didn't have to leave. Alas, things don't go as planned. If only he didn't have to... Are you fucking kidding me, author?
if only he didn't have to burn the bridges.
If only he had some sort of proof that he was the Namikaze's last heir. Some sort of
Kamikaze.
blood seal, maybe.
A paternity test, perhaps.
Neji,
Also,
I'm
I like
sorry.
that we literally went the paternity test route with this.
Yeah, it was literally a paternity test. Yeah, it was straight up just fucking... It was straight up to the fucking paternity test.
It was a joke on my end, but as it turns out, joke's on me.
Joke's on you. That's actually what happened.
Yep, sometimes fiction is more retarded than reality.
So anyway, yeah, good. He says goodbye to everyone, and everyone's crying and stuff. And then Naruto is at the gates, and they're like, "Are you sure you really want to do this, Naruto?" And he's like, "Yep, I'm already ready to do this." And blah blah blah. Cancel the Toad contract. I'm leaving Konoha. And Gamabunta was like, "Why is that randomly capitalized? What the fuck? Why
would they need to cancel the contract?
Why do you want to cancel the Toad contract? Because I'm not loved here. I think it's dishonorable to take a Konoha contract with me. The arrow
It's not a
Senin-
Konoha contract.
Arrow Sennin can find a replacement. There aren't many like you, kid, and you're right. I only serve Konoha. There's no way I can convince you to stay.
Since when does he care? Contracts don't care about the village.
Nope.
They
I'd rather you
don't.
be my summoner than one who is unworthy. Sorry, Chief. Can't do that. Blah blah blah. You were always were my favorite godparent. You're literally going to the allied village. It's like if you're like. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's like if you're in the U.S. military and you're talking to your godfather who's also in the U.S. military, and you're getting like permanently transferred to the Canadian military, and you're like, goodbye forever, godfather. It's like, bro, you're literally just going to Canada.
I'll be back. I need food.
You're like an hour away at best.
And the show's over.
And the show's over.
Show's over.
Tuesday.
Yeah, this is
Tuesday, innit?
it's pretty rough.
There's just so much wrong with this. There is just so much wrong with this story that I should probably decapitalize everything. There is
What?
Yeah.
just so much wrong with so much of this story that I cannot fathom how it possibly got 10k faves. I did not realize there was 10,000 people that were illiterate that figured out how to hit the fave button accidentally.
Sneaky. This is not constructive and you know it.
I mean, the story has been done for what? Literally 12 years?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not coming back to learn from this.
It finished 11 years, 11 months, and 2 weeks ago. So, constructive criticism doesn't fucking matter.
Fine, Max, we'll add some constructive criticism here. Firstly,
Eat the gun barrel.
Naruto is a walking nuclear bomb. No military dictatorship would allow him to quit the military. On top of that, Naruto laments his, quote, inability to not get the Namikaze title, for, quote, forcing him to leave the village. He literally had the proof needed. You even acknowledged that fact yourself.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's a shame. The one time we get a reasonable civilian, non-existent civilian council.
And then you have him swear vengeance upon people who were just doing their job when Naruto refused to provide evidence that he actually had. Post review. Well then, We will see everyone on Friday, because there is always more, and it does always get worse.